Thank you for watching WISD TV. My name is Dale Caffey, and welcome to the Veterans Day Parade 2012. I'm here in downtown Waco on Austin Avenue with three very special guests. First, we have Staff Sergeant Phillip, who just came back from Iraq. We have Nick Atkins. He's a student at the Atlas Academy on the campus of Tennyson Middle School. And we have Mary Duty, a government and history teacher at the Atlas Academy. And we're about to participate in a very special way in the Veterans Day Parade. And Mary, I'm going to kind of let you explain how it got to this point.
Okay, about 9 months ago, Nick Atkins came to me and said we should have a parade for all the people that came back from Iraq. We did it in World War II. Why don't we do it here? And he and I worked through the spring, and things fell apart in the summer. And he came back again in the fall, and he wouldn't let the idea go. And we got a float here in the Veterans Day Parade to honor our Iraq War veterans that are home.
Mary, talk a little bit about the mini course featured at Atlas Academy that sort of instigated this.
Right. Well, you know, we have this wonderful set of mini courses where we get to choose things to teach. And I taught a class on patriotism and service called G.I. Joe and Jane. And we had a chance to listen to our elected officials talk about policy, and we had a chance to talk about veteran homelessness and PTSD and what we can do there. And our students really got a broader understanding that homecoming is not a slap on the back and thank you, but it's how do we fully get you back into civilian life successfully.
Right, very good. And Nick, I'm going to talk to you next because obviously this G.I. Joe and Jane course really took hold of you. Tell me a little bit about what it meant and why you came up with this idea.
Well, the G.I. Joe and Jane class I felt was really for us to get the float going, get the idea of what we were going to do. And the way I got the idea was I was watching the Rachel Maddow show with my mom, and I figured out that we had a parade after World War II, and we were throwing the paper out of the windows. Right. We still had troops in Japan at the time. And I thought, well, if we have a parade for them and they still have troops in Japan, if the Iraq War is over, we need to have a parade returning them because they're back and they did a really good job protecting our country. Right. So I thought we needed to have that parade.
So at first you wanted a parade simply for the Iraq War veterans, and you found out that there was some cost involved there. You couldn't do that, so you went to Plan B, I think.
Yes, we decided we have this Veterans Day Parade every year in Waco, so we decided let's just have a float welcoming them back in this parade.
Very good, and you have a group of young people behind you, your classmates, and I think they are carrying some signs. Tell me a little bit about what they're doing.
That would be the Hero Project, where they choose any war veteran that's in their family that they know of, and they make a poster honoring them, whether they passed or they're still alive. And they make a war poster describing where they were and what they did. We have some people that won the Purple Heart. And so that's really what it is. They're going to be carrying down the posters down Austin Avenue.
Very, very good. Commemorating that service in Iraq and or maybe in other wars.
Yes, we have some people that didn't have any veterans in their family or that they know of, so they went to the Congressional Medal of Honor site and they chose one of those veterans.
Very good. Nick, congratulations on everything you did to make this possible. I know that you made your teacher very proud and you made your classmates very proud.
Yes, thank you.
You bet. Nick Atkins, and now we're going to talk to Staff Sergeant Phillip, who served in Iraq, and talk a little bit about that service and the fact that you were deployed for more than a year.
Yes, sir. We were deployed for 15 months. When you deploy, we had to go to a MOB site, which was a 3-month iteration, and then we went to Iraq for a year and came home. We sure do appreciate young people coming out and supporting us. It never gets old to have somebody, saying thanks. So it is a blessing to have people like them to do this for us. So.
Yeah, I would imagine it's an honor to have anybody thank you, but what does it feel like to have students in the basically 7th and 8th grade who have gone this far?
Well, it feels really good because, you think about it, you get a lot of people welcoming you home when you come home on leave or whatever, but you never really see children involved, so it's just good to know that they are involved in it and they do recognize what we've done, so it's just a blessing.
Very good. Now, Staff Sergeant, is your service to our country finished right now, or are you continuing?
January the 14th, I'll be getting out. I had 14 years in service, so.
14 years. Sir, thank you for your service to our country.
And not a problem. Thank y'all.
Okay, and have a great time today at the float.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and one last word from Mary Duty. Of course, this is true to your heart because you have a service person, a son who's served in Iraq. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, when my son became a Marine, I didn't realize that I was going to become a Marine mom. They're worse than Marines, actually. The idea of service is taught occasionally in class, but we don't really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, looking at the faces of the fallen, to look at the young people in our own community. We've had a chance, these children have had a chance to meet the mothers of young men who did not come home. And as a mother of a young man who was able to come home, I feel an obligation to keep the memory alive of all those young people that weren't as fortunate as ours was.
And finally, I want to let you give a plug to the Atlas students and this marvelous man sitting next to me.
Well, I tell you what, Atlas Academy is an absolutely brilliant program that lets us look at the needs and the wants and desires of the student, and service learning as a component of meaningful learning is absolutely vital. And this float here is an example of taking a subject and taking it deeper. And this is just one of maybe 30 or 40 mini courses that are offered. They're back at the school right now cooking and learning genealogy and doing all sorts of other things. But in fact, this class was so popular, they're going to let me teach it again in May during the Memorial Day period. So our Tennyson kids are going to come away with an idea that citizenship and civic education is very, very important. We're going to create some good little citizens.
Mary, thank you so much. And Nick, one final thought from you about, you bet, he's a fabulous young man. One final thought about the Atlas Academy and what it's doing for you and many others like you.
It's really great because the curriculum is really good. The teachers have a real good understanding of what they want us to do. And it's really great, and I really hope it stays here because I really hope that the elementary students can get a taste of this.
That's exactly where I wanted you to go, because Atlas Academy is alive and well. You're in the first year of it now, but it's going to be here for a long time.
Years to come.
You bet. Thank you so much, Nick. Congratulations to you on what you did. Mary Duty, thank you for joining us. Let's enjoy this 2012 Veterans Day Parade. We're here with an Atlas student, with Mary Duty, an Atlas teacher. The Atlas Academy is where we have learners today, leaders tomorrow.